Good evening and welcome to Beyond the Politics, our regular look at everything that's happening right here in the Quinte region and the people who work so hard behind the scenes to make it all happen. I'm your host, Paul Martin. Joining me, my regular co-host, columnist for the Belleville Intelligencer, Colin Mackay.
Thanks, Paul.
And our very special guest this week, Mayor of Quinte West, Jim Harrison.
Quinte West is the best. That's why I'm here.
There's an over-under on 5 on how many times you say that during the show. That's 1 if you're keeping track at home.
Keep track.
Welcome back. This is actually your second appearance, so it's been quite a while. This was last fall. You're one of the first guests we ever had.
Time flies, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. So thank you for coming back. You came back at a precipitous time to talk about things because when you were here last November,
yes,
of course, it was just heading into the Christmas break. We had our second big COVID shutdown. Now, as we're just starting to emerge from the third, the reopening is going to be happening soon. So tell me a little bit about it. How does it feel as the mayor of Quinte West to finally see that things are going to start reopening again?
Well, listen, I'm very proud of the people in the Bay of Quinte region, Quinte West in particular, as I've said, but I also want you to know, everybody, that from my perspective as mayor, we set an example. We showed a process that could be followed. We followed the process that the base put together when they did the quarantine from the cruise ship. But no one would listen to us. No one would follow what we're saying. Look after, give us the opportunity, give businesses the opportunity to put together a plan that will exactly identify the provincial regulations. Look after the people in the hotspots. Cut down the travel. Don't let, but anyways, we're doing well now. We always have.
So just to follow up on that point then. So then Friday, for example, businesses are going to be opening up again, non-essential businesses, to 15% capacity. Do you think that could have been allowed the entire time?
Sure. Yes, I do. I believe that every business, just like yours here or City Hall, we put a process in place so that people could come in and do their business and follow the government provincial guidelines to the nth degree. And businesses would do the same because, number one, businesses want to keep their employees safe, and number two, they want their customers to come and buy and be safe. So give us.
So do you think that should have been done more regionally rather than?
Oh yeah. I've totally disagreed with this since, because I've sent emails. I've told people that follow the example that we're following because it works. The base, look what they went through. They had a process in place, and what did they have? 1 or 2 positive tests? That's it?
So as soon as they got a case, they basically isolated that person and they did contact tracing and all the rest.
They looked after it, yeah. No, I think that's my feeling. I'm not the medical doctor, but that's my feeling, and I stand by what I say. I know that you put a plan in place, and same with campers and so on. They had a plan in place. If you came to camp, you stayed on your own area, and you were quarantined there, and that's the way it worked. It worked. But anyways, we're moving ahead, and I really it's been tough for business people, really difficult. I'm sure. Yeah, we all have to do what we can do to help them get back on their feet.
So buy local kind of thing.
Buy local, absolutely, to the best of your ability. Yeah. Building is just unbelievable, unbelievable. Quinte West is no exception. We've got subdivisions, growth areas, and housing is in high demand. The builders can't begin to build fast enough to meet the demand. And then, of course, you got also the inflated material costs right now.
Is affordable housing an issue in Quinte West? Because almost everybody that comes in here starts to talk about, well, we'd love to have more affordable housing. So
it is. It definitely is. Affordable housing is a big issue. Yes, it is. But land is also very expensive. The price of a lot used to be anywhere from, 40 to 50, 60,000 in the rural area, not serviced in the rural area. But now a lot in the rural area is well over 100,000. Well over 100,000, and you're buying a small chunk of property, maybe an acre, maybe half an acre, and that's what it's costing you to buy that. If you want
no
more,
services.
No services, no well, no septic, no. You bring everything to your house, to your lot, including hydro. Yes.
Well, what do you think is driving this? I mean, this is a segue into we're going to talk about infrastructure.
Well, what drives it is the fact that in Quinte West or Belleville or rural areas, you can only sever so many lots, and you can't have estate lots in the country. You've got to have everything's got to be is controlled by Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing, what you can do and how far out you can go with your boundaries. So the more you limit the availability of anything, then drives the price up.
But it also has to do with demand.
That's what I'm saying. Demand,
yes.
yeah.
And the housing prices all across the area have gone up. In Quinte West, and I've seen the reports on a month-to-month basis.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The average price is now going somewhere between $600,000, which is up maybe 50% over the last 3-4 years.
At least 50%. And how can you afford that? Have we more jobs here that are paying larger wages, higher wages, I should say? Do we have them? I don't think so. I think people are working every minute of every day to try to make ends meet, and it's going to continue.
Does this make it challenging for the municipality when it comes time to work on budgeting? Because of course, higher housing prices mean higher potential bills depending on how much you adjust the tax rate when you actually figure in the cost of the home. Like, is it becoming harder for people to afford to stay in their homes?
Yes, it sure is. Yes, I believe it sure is. But I don't have the answer for it, because they're still selling these houses. These new houses that they're selling are, in a price range that I don't think I could afford, but they're selling them. So I don't know how it's got to be tough for a family to work enough to make ends meet and so on. It's got to be a challenge. And yet I know Mr. Stakos, the builder, and maybe others have met with the base commander, because he's concerned with with the lack of housing for the people who are at the base and the people who are transferred in. He's also concerned with not just the lack, but the cost and the increased cost. So I know he's approached builders to try to build something that's more affordable, more in the line of their wages, so that they can buy something and be here.
It's only 1,000 square foot house, let's say. So you've got, washroom, maybe 2 bedrooms, and just this very simple house. Are the builders going for that?
Yeah, they are. They're doing some, not a lot, but they're doing some to help. But the other side of this coin is most of the houses that are being built have already been sold. You go
sold before they're done.
Yeah, you go through a subdivision and there's a sign sold before they've even marked out the side of the, So
now, between the people coming in and buying new homes, a lot of influx of new money, and the people that are here, of course, are people who come and visit. So as part of COVID and the challenges, let's talk about the tourist season. Yeah. So what kind of challenges is the municipality facing in terms of getting ready for that? Because much like last year, dealing with an influx of people from outside the area is a plus in terms of business, but carries risk as well.
Yeah, there's certainly an increased risk with travel. Yes, there is. And how do you deal with all that? I would hope that the people who are traveling, if they're coming here, to visit, that they've certainly put in place their own health protocols, so that they, and if they're coming here to shop, follow the process and the protocols that are here. It is a challenge. It certainly is, and it will be. But again, life is full of challenges.
What about the marina? Is there an impact there? Like, how has the business been at the marina?
Actually, the marina is open, and business has been great. Yeah, I don't have the figures as to how much it's up. I don't think, but
but it's doing well.
Yeah, it's doing well. Yeah, and it's got the Blue Flag accreditation again. You knew that? Yes, it is. It's open. Transient traffic, seasonal and transient traffic, May 22nd. Access to indoor facilities is limited to business hours, and there's already been a lot of transient traffic. Our calendar of transient reservations is looking very busy for the summer.
And the Blue Flag is a good thing for the city, because they basically follow all the right rules, the environment, they follow everything, and it's
facilities are kept clean.
It's a positive for Quinte West.
Yeah. The Blue Flag is a very positive signal for all.
So if people see that, they're going, okay, this is a good place to come. It's clean. It's If you could change one thing in the world, or in Canada, or whatever, or you had a wish list, what would it be?
I'd ask for peace. Peace, kindness, support each other, realize the value of the person beside you, the person that's working with you, or
after this week's events, it's kind of
exactly.
poignant.
And I'm very fortunate. My wife is with me, and I don't go very far without her. She helps me do my tie, helps me make sure I got a clean shirt. But with the COVID, I feel sorry for people who are alone. I really do, because it's really difficult.
Isolation.
Isolation.
As part of that, can we give a quick thank you to the people at Trent Memorial Hospital?
Yes, certainly. Yes, on behalf of all the people I represent, thanks to the doctors and nurses who work at Quinte Healthcare, who work at Trent Memorial Hospital, Picton, Bancroft, and so on. We really appreciate the work you've done, the work you do on a regular basis, and we're very thankful. And just keep up the good work. Stay safe and healthy.
We're going to have to wrap it up there, but we will see you in the Mayor's Golf Challenge, which is coming up on the 22nd.
Mayor's Golf Challenge, 22nd. Yes, I'll be there to win something, buy a prize, buy a ticket on something. If I throw anything, it'll be a ball.
This has been Beyond the Politics with Quinte West Mayor Jim Harrison.
Thank you very much. Good time. Good time.